Michelle from Nannies on Call. Welcome to our first vlog of 2019. We're really excited to have you here. Okay, so today we decided to tackle the topic of why nannies should use a nanny agency. The thing we hear the most is that nannies don't understand why there's any benefit to using a nanny agency. They can find jobs on their own. It's just as easy. Sometimes it's even faster. You don't have to even give any of the families a lot of times your references, your background checks, any of that. So it's just easier not to go through a nanny agency. But there are lots of really good reasons to use a nanny agency, and we're gonna go through them today, so stay tuned. Okay, so number one thing is it's free. You should know that nanny agencies do not charge you to find a job. So if there's a nanny agency that wants to charge you, that is not the nanny agency for you. So make sure that when you're applying for jobs, there is no cost to you. Now, there may be some costs around CPR first aid or criminal record checks, things that you have to get to be a professional nanny, but there shouldn't be any payment to the agency for their services. The agencies charge the families, and that's how they make their money. They do not make their money off nannies. Sorry, this is tip number 2. So you know what it's like out there. Finding a good family is like finding a needle in the haystack. The agencies have already pre-screened the nannies for you. So we are only taking the most serious families who truly want to hire nannies at a good rate, fairly, legally, all of those things. Not only that, but agencies like Nannies on Call, who have been around for 20 years, have a lot of repeat clients. So we know already from feedback from the nannies what kind of families these are to work for. So we can pass that information along to you. And you don't have to guess whether this family is going to be a great employer or very difficult to work for. So now on to tip number 3. A lot of the jobs that we have at our agency are not public. So, for example, you have to be a Nannies on Call nanny to apply for them. We have some of the best jobs, families who don't want their information public, a lot of celebrities, A-listers, high-end jobs. These people don't want to put their jobs online just for every nanny to apply for. So we really do have jobs that you can't get anywhere else. And that's one of the benefits of working for an agency. Again, tip number 4, I know you already know this, but when you go out looking for a job, whether it's on Facebook or an online agency, families are not offering fair wages. They're wanting the world for very little money. And that's very difficult for nannies to go in and negotiate because families don't often see the value in it. Well, families that come to agencies are looking to pay a fair wage. And if they're not, agencies educate them on what's a fair wage and what's the wage in their area. And so we can help screen, again, back to tip number 2, I think it was, we can screen the families and make sure that we don't have any families that are going to offer you a super low wage, below minimum wage, under the table, all of those things. So we make sure you get a fair wage. So we're here to help you. Okay, so now on to tip number 5. We're here to help you and give you feedback. So after interviews, if families let us know why they liked you, why they didn't like you, what went wrong, tips and tricks, we will share that information with you. Often when you get to go to an interview on your own, you just maybe never hear back from the family or they just tell you they're not interested, but we can give you feedback like maybe you were 2 minutes late, maybe you didn't interact with the children as much as the family wanted, maybe you weren't dressed appropriately, whatever it is, we can give you feedback and then you can get better, and the next interview you go to, you'll do better, and the next interview after that. So we're here to help educate you and make it as easy as possible to get the job that you're looking for. Now we're on tip number 6. It's professional presentation. Agencies make sure your package, your whole resume, criminal record check, background check, driver's license, whatever it is they're presenting is done in a professional manner. So you look the best you can look. Often, I know, because nannies apply with us, when they apply, they don't use capitalization, full sentences, things are sloppy, so they don't really look the most professional, even though they may be fantastic nannies. So agencies always make sure to present you in the most positive light, giving you the best chance for a high-end position. We're almost there. We're at tip number 7. Nanny agencies often have the best nannies and the best families. So families come looking to agencies for the best nannies. So that's where they go looking. They don't necessarily go to the internet, and you'll find the best families and the best nannies within agencies. Most professional, most above board, That's what they're looking for. Of course, nanny agencies also offer a lot of support. Having trouble with a family, have a question, doesn't matter if you're 2 years, 5 years, 10 years into your placement, we are here for you. We'll help you figure out what to say to the family. We'll go over scenarios, ways to tackle it, how to handle problems. We won't talk to the family for you. We really do feel that that's your responsibility, but we're always here to support you in any way we can. We're on the second to last one, tip number 9. This is employment standards. Agencies make sure that you're paid legally, fairly, by the laws of whatever province, country, state you're in. They make sure you're paid legally and fairly, and they know what the rules are. So you want to either ask them, again, that goes back to support, if you're unsure of what's happening, or at the very beginning, everything's set out properly. So your family should know what the rules are, and you should know what the rules are. At Nannies on Call, we have a file that we give the families as soon as they've hired a nanny, and it gives them all the information for their province on what the rules are on vacation, sick days, overtime, paying your nanny, pay slips, for example, all of those things. So that's what we're here for. We're here to make sure you know the legal requirements of working for a family. Okay. Finally, we're at the very end. Tip number 10, agencies always make sure you have a contract. It's really important to have a contract and have the expectations set out at the beginning of your job. If you don't have one right now, it should be the first thing you go and do. There's lots of contracts online. It doesn't have to be super technical, but it does need to lay out some basic things like your hours, your days, how much you're paid, vacation, sick days, snow days, depending on where you live, things like that. So we will tackle contracts in another video because it's a whole subject on its own, but that's a huge one that agencies make sure that you have with every client you work with. Hopefully those 10 tips were helpful to you, and now you understand why it's useful for a nanny to use a nanny agency. We're here for you, and I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. Just comment below, and I'll get back to you, or all our contact information is below, and you can contact us directly. I'm happy to help any nannies, whether you're a Nannies on Call nanny or not, if I can, any way I can. Have a great week, and we'll see you next Tuesday.